I know you gonna dig this.
Oh, haven't I got a great big pee? Oh, hello YouTubers and live leakers. How are you? I have a Fiat Punto, and on Wednesday the battery light came on the dashboard. I've got no idea about anything to do with cars, so I just assumed it was a problem with the battery, or maybe there was like a loose connection, or I mean sometimes you get various dashboard icons popping up on the thing. No idea what they mean, but one time I even had the mileometer was flashing. No idea why, but after I finished using the car, switched it off. Next time I came to use it again, it was no longer flashing, and it sounds like because it's all run with a computer, I kind of rebooted it, and everything was fine, and it's not happened again since. But the problem with this was the battery icon appears, and then at the same time the power steering just went completely up the wall, just making it impossible to turn whenever I went slowly. Obviously when you're coming up to some, well, not when you're coming up to lights, but when you're then setting off from the lights, and you're sort of having to get going again from scratch. It's just very, so it was very stiff to turn, and I just started panicking because I had no idea what was going on. Then I had a bit of a Google on the Fiat, on Google, and saw some posts on the Fiat forum, and one of them started talking about a replacement power steering column, and I'm just like, what? Sounds fucking expensive. But yeah, obviously that's after the wheel sort of tends to seize up, and then you try to turn it, and then you're wrestling with the wheel, and then it all goes a bit, and you've got a problem. But I didn't want to break it while I was doing it. So after I parked up at work on Wednesday, then just in case, just like started it up again, and everything had gone back to normal. So I thought maybe everything was fine. Anyway, so after I'd been in work and I came out, I went to use it again, and obviously to get home, and it was doing it again. The battery light came on. So from that on, I mean, I had a couple of things to do on the way back home. I went to Tesco, and I got two lots. Well, I got 8 cards in total. So I got twice. I did the sort of buy 3 get 1 free with Christmas cards. I saved a whole £2.50, and then also saved another 20p compared to shopping elsewhere, according to the receipt. And I got some petrol, and then it died on me. I thought I'd at least get home and drive to 1 or 2 garages to try to ring before setting off, because I knew I had a problem of some sort. Unfortunately, after getting the petrol and then setting off from there, I got you got a dry, brightly lit forecourt, and you get onto the main road. I'm heading for the motorway, and could have been worse, but it only took a few minutes before I saw the windscreen wipers just going really slowly, and this was when I realised they were on full power. Then all the lights on the dashboard came on and just started flickering all over the place, and I thought, this isn't good. And then the whole thing just completely died on me. Not even a lightning bolt and 1.21 gigawatts of energy would sort it out. I was on the left-hand lane of a dual carriageway in Stretford, and there are worse places to be, like in the right-hand lane, for example. But I was stuck about halfway between Tesco and the M60. So where I stopped, they say, if you phone the RAC, they say, just try and get onto the pavement if you can. Obviously, me as a person, not the car. But I couldn't, because they've got bloody railings. Why they've got railings the whole length of the street, I don't know. But it's a bloody long length, and so there's no way I could, climb over them without, doing myself a permanent in the family jewels. So, besides, anyway, it was pissing down outside, so I didn't want to stand outside as it was. So, that said, I didn't want to be in the car in case anyone drove into me, but since I'd been blocking the road, the traffic had ground to a halt anyway. I rang the RSC about 5 o'clock and was told they could come any time up until about 6:17, which isn't really good. But then he phoned me about 5:20 from the opposite side of the road. It took me about 15 minutes from that point to get up to Tesco, turn round, and come back to me. And it's a bloody good job too, because it was around that point where the hazard lights just stopped working. Then we got stuck in a load of traffic on the way to the garage, which was their approved garage local to me. Dropped the car off and he brought me home. Now at that time of night I could have taken it, well I couldn't have taken it to one of my two nearest garages to me, because they would be closed, and there was nowhere I knew I could leave the key safely, because obviously they all tend to have either the gated off, or they've got like or shutters down, so you can't put anything through the letterbox, because these days they just assume people are going to probably put petrol through it or something stupid like that. So I had to do this, and because they have a special place they could put the key. The next morning, after speaking to the garage and getting it fixed, the total cost of an alternator, labour and VAT was a whacking £212.40. I mean, one of the other garages would have charged a bit less for the labour, but a bit more for the alternator, so probably wouldn't have saved a great deal overall with them. And anyway, it's a case of Hobson's choice by the time I got home. And when something else, from when the whole problem first started on Wednesday morning, up until sort of then again on Thursday, I don't think it's happened since. I've had a grinding motor coming from the car when I started it up. The garage said there was a noise coming from the starter motor, but I didn't seem to know anything else beyond that. And so I asked on the Fiat forum where there's a thread about this. One person has said replace the alternator belt, and another person has said that its alternator bearings are seizing up due to water ingress from the scuttle drain, which is gobbledygook to me, because I know nothing about cars, as I've said. But the fact the garage didn't proffer an opinion is rather odd. And any garage is most likely going to charge me to look at it, so I'm just confused now as to what to do. I say it's not happened since then, thankfully. I mean, some people say, or they would say, oh, it's all I need this close to Christmas. But I hate Christmas. I could do with skipping that every other year. Just give it a rest every other year. Or as Alan Rickman said in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, call off Christmas. Cue Genesis.